Hello, hello, and welcome back to Discontinued. Now what? I'm your host,
Hello.
Stephanie, and we have Jamie here for our fabulous New Year special. I know we're
Yeah,
recording
baby.
this on the 29th here, but we're going to be putting this out in January. So, it's interesting because I'm a little nasally, but you probably can't hear it. But anyway, I was talking to Jamie, of course, because, we always chat in the beginning, and she was also feeling a little run down on what was it, the 22nd, the 23rd, around the same
No,
exact
just
time.
just 2 days ago.
Oh,
It hit
just
me.
2 days ago. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's how fast this one heals. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
No, you do for sure. Because I was down and out on the 23rd. I was like, oh, it's just a little scratchy throat because of the weather change. And I'm not used to this, Georgia, it's hot and then it's cold and it's freezing and then it's hot. But no, it's I think it was because I was just exhausted. I was just tired. I
Yeah.
was kind of burning my candle on both ends, which is normal for me, but I think I'm noticing as I get a little, let's say the word wiser. We don't say older.
And more in tune with your energy fluctuations. We can
Thank
say
you.
that.
Yes. I
It's
like
much
that.
prettier
Yes.
than what you were gonna say.
Yes, true. It's true. When I'm more in tune with my situation here of the body, mind, and soul, I just needed to rest. And honestly, I don't think I have sat in the bed or watched TV like for a day or two in, I couldn't tell you how long. I think since I
Uh-huh.
had my house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It is really,
overdue. A
oh my
thousand percent
goodness, that's a
overdue.
long
Yeah.
time.
Because I'm not one to really watch TV anyway, but since being with Wayne and stuff, like we watch movies, we watch shows and all that stuff. And I never watch TV. Like every once in a while, okay, I'll put on a Netflix series and stuff like that. Maybe watch an episode or watch a movie or whatever. Like I have Sex in the City and Sex in the City 2 on repeat. So every time it's on Netflix, I'll put it on every
Yeah.
time, like without fail. Or Emily in Paris, like that just happy go lucky. And I've noticed that I love the fashions. So
Yeah.
that's always about,
Fashion
kind of, oh,
oriented.
that's a good act. It's a good look, or I can do that, or I can do that. Kind of gives me a little inspiration. But to really just veg out and do absolutely nothing and just drink like hot water and lemon, I honestly don't think I've ever done that. And it was
So
nice.
yeah, I bet it was. And so maybe I'm thinking that's something to schedule in, to time block for in
Yes.
the new year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that you
There's
said
nothing
that
wrong
because
with it. It's
there's
not
nothing wrong with it.
laziness.
Yeah, no,
No.
it's not. And I think that's the one thing, or that word has to kind of get out of our vocabulary, because it's not lazy. It's not being lazy. And it's that I think that word just really irks me because I have someone that says it, oh, stop being lazy. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like I am the least laziest person in
Yeah.
this room. Like, you know what I mean? Not to saying that
Yeah.
that anyone else is, but that's not my MO. And I
No.
think for whatever reason, it's this, maybe it's a little T word. I don't know.
I think it is. I think it
Yeah.
is. But so in acknowledging that, I challenge you to think of a response that can be used that isn't defensive so much as,
Shutting it down.
yes, shutting it down, but also illuminating as to what you're doing in a way to show the growth in that so that maybe others might see it differently. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being lazy, I'm recharging my energy, or you can think of something depending on the
I
situation.
do like that. Yeah.
I'm
Because that's what it
cultivating my
is.
energy and getting
A
my
thousand
mind
percent.
right for tomorrow's projects. Or, turn that sucker right around because that is what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's just society and, dare I say, old programming
Yeah.
can't see past their nose. And they say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, if you are not buzzing around like a little bee, then you're lazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in across the board, but whether it's a Vogue article to a spiritual article to
Yeah.
different podcasts, they have embraced and understood really what it is.
Right.
You can apply yourself in such a increased capacity when you collect your brain, collect your energy, and then you're given 120 to what it is, your
Versus
target
20.
thing, you know? Yeah, it's just like, you know, passe for the 12-hour workday.
Yeah.
Let's go for the 4-hour of intense, you know, targeted action that creates ROI and effect.
I really like that you said that again, because we talked about that the last
We
episode.
did.
What is it? The 4-hour work week or
Yep.
work day?
Yep, with Tim Ferris.
Was it week or day? I can't
A week.
remember. It is okay.
Yeah, 4-hour work week, Tim Ferris. You know, you are planning your ROI, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to just invest. Look at it in a financial thing. Sometimes people can understand that a little better.
Yeah.
You don't just throw a bunch of money at it. You select where it's best put.
Select where it's best put.
Yeah.
Energy, anything, energy, money, time, all of that.
You'd be like, I'm in selection mode.
I'm in selection mode. Sorry.
Not everyone will see that.
Not everyone will see that, but that's okay. No, but that is absolutely fucking perfect. Like that is beyond like I'm fucking writing that down because like,
little Jamie would say, I'm in selection mode, and if you don't hush your trap, you're not selected.
I'm in selection mode.
I will unselect you.
I love that.
In my mode.
No, I really love that because it's I never realized until just learning about my numerology, my astrology, my you know, life path numbers and all these numbers and all this stuff, the way that I am and the reason why I am the way that I am and what I actually need. So yes, I'm a very social person, very outgoing, extrovert. Like I'm an extroverted introvert, if you know what I mean. So I am cool, calm, and collect. I'm able to go out, meet people, be social, whatever, blah, blah. But once I'm back home, like in the nest, so to speak, like I need to be here and I need to be here for a minute because I need to recharge. And I didn't realize that I'm like you were saying, tuning into what your mind, body, and spirit need.
Yeah.
And tuning into that, it's like it's a game changer, you know.
You're learning, you're multifaceted, you know, you're not just this 1D thing.
Correct.
There's so many aspects too, as you're learning your astrology and stuff, you learn more and more about what makes you magically you.
Mm-hmm.
The special, unique, one-of-a-kind selection of energy and organisms and things, you know.
Yeah. And I really like that you're saying all this because I've been thinking about this and I've been like, okay, I go, remember I sent you that article. So I love the Zodiac and I love, you know, all these things. And especially when it comes to like Chinese New Year, like I think it's so cool. It's very interesting. And what was interesting is that, so I was like, okay, how do they choose the animals that cycle through the Chinese New Year? And I was like, okay, how many years has the dog been in the Chinese New Year? So they were saying, well, was it? It's from the 12 zodiacs, from the 12 signs of the zodiac, or the 12 animals that they pick for the zodiacs. The dog is number 11, and it happens. I think it's every 11 years. So the 11th animal on the 11th year. So 1982, the year I was born, was a dog year. And then I was like, oh, because it's basically based on the birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the full birthday, right?
I'm a dragon.
Yeah, which is next year.
Yeah, baby.
That is exciting.
It's going to be a big 2024.
And what's even funnier is that, so my partner is also a dog year. So that's two things.
Very curious.
Him, right?
Yes, that was curious.
And the other thing that I had told Jamie, and I'm telling you guys, my big life path number is 11, which when you put it together, it's a 2. So what was it? What is it again? Is it life path and what's the other one? Your life path number and oh god, I wrote it to you in the text. I can't remember.
I know. I can check my text if you want.
Yeah, check your text.
Yeah.
So whenever you do your numerology, you have the ending is supposed to be a single digit. But if you come with an 11, 11, a 22, with an 11, a 22, or a 33, it's your master. It's called a master number.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
As master number 22. You
yes.
said, but
so,
you had
yes.
put all these numbers in here that I can read out.
Yeah. So your master number is if you're a double, when your birthday comes a double digit. So if you're an 11, a 22, or a 33. What I thought was so funny is that I'm an 11, which ends up a 2, and he is a 22, which is a 4. So he also has a master number.
Yes.
That's crazy, right? Like I don't think I've ever really done anything like that with anybody else. Because to be honest, I don't think I really care that much.
See, Colby gets into that. You give your birthday on the TikTok lives, and he'll give you a master number and put it into the collective's number for the year. And it gets really deep into basically letting you know in a nutshell what the next year will have, and how the collective's energy will affect your energy. And he also does obviously the forecasts, the yearly forecast, but this is just even. Yeah, the last TikTok we did, he really got into that a bit again, because there was new folks on there and they were throwing the birthdays out there, and it's still just a lot of numbers to me, but I listened to what he said. There's some things in spirituality, I just let him go ahead. I mean, numbers, I love it and I love hearing about it, but doing the math in my head and flip-flopping this, that is not my forte.
It's practice. It is.
It is for sure.
For sure. Like that. I mean, and it's so cool. And I think it's so interesting because I was trying to figure out, like, I don't know why it hit me that time. And it was like 1:15 in the morning. And I'm like texting Jamie. I'm like all excited.
We both do that, and it's fine. Yeah. We message all kinds of
hours. Yeah. There's no 9 to 5.
My message buddy.
But I just thought that was so interesting, like, and so neat. And I mean, that just goes to show, like, reasons why things, certain things happen in the way that things happen. And I want to know, like, more about all of that, because I also want to learn about his to kind of help him. And what I really love, that he's very open to things. Like, he's like, I don't know. Remember we're talking about the spaceship, the Mantrayana.
Yeah.
So and I put that in the show notes last time, and I'm gonna interview him.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be great.
Yeah, I talked to James, and we got to set up a time. He's traveling right now, but we're setting up a time and stuff. But anyway, I had told him, I was like, you really should sit in there and try it out. Like, it's just very cool, and it's going to vibrate you, like, in a good way. And he was open to it. He's like, yeah, I had always wanted to do it at the festivals, but there was always such a long line. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, he came to this house and this party that we went to, he's like, it was the coolest thing ever. So the fact that he's open to it is another reason why I want to kind of help and facilitate, not only for him, but for myself, because he has a very demanding job, like, not in family law and all this stuff, like, not ideal. Very heavy stuff. Yeah. So, trying to kind of turn that off and, like, be able to, like, really switch it off and just be free without, like, using substance to get you out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of like mitigating that, Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, it's hard. It's hard for them to do that. And I want to be able to kind of help them with that and help myself with that, because I also noticed that too, like, not so much drinking or anything like that, but I was noticing it with the mushrooms, because I was doing mushrooms like daily or whatever. I was like, okay, I don't want to do this every day, because at the end of the day, every day is not going to help you, because it tends to wear off, or you have to use higher doses, and it becomes not an addiction, but it becomes a crutch.
Dependency. Yeah,
yes, a crutch.
In order to, relax you, mm-hmm. you use that sort of thing.
So for 2024, my New Year's resolution is to at least once a day, and I'm going to time block it. I'm going to put it in my calendar.
I know what she's going to say. Oh my God.
I think I'm going to start with 5 minutes.
Do it.
of meditation and see where I go from there and see how far I can get out. And if I need to do it longer to be able to, because what you were saying, there was a certain amount of time to be able to
20
kind of
minutes.
click over. It is 20
Once
minutes.
you hit the 20-minute mark, the good, yummy stuff starts happening. So 20 minutes or more is always recommended. However, if you don't have 20 minutes, 5 minutes is better than no minutes.
Yeah. And I think maybe to kind of start practicing for the marathon, if you will. You know what I mean? Like getting the couple of minutes in to be able to sit still for at least 5 minutes.
I might challenge you to 10 minutes to start. 10 minutes
For
flies
me, 10.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Start at 10. And then you can have the 5-minute breaks in between. So like now, at the level I'm at, I can shift into altered state for 5 minutes, listen to my breathing, and reset my energy. In the beginning, until you know how to do that, you can't do it in 5 minutes.
Correct.
But you get so familiar with hip hopping between states and listening to the breath, it becomes very easy, just like anything you learn to do. You know, just like baseball or I don't know, any other thing that takes some sort of coordination.
Practice.
Yes.
Cursive writing. I mean, I don't know.
Gosh. Yeah, it gets easier. It gets almost like, you know, they used to say rote memory. It gets to be like that, but it's more sensation than memory. You know what I mean? You feel the shift, you know, you just know.
You just know. Okay.
I know. Yeah. But it took me probably, I'll be honest, and that was when I didn't have someone who would give me workarounds and quick answers and, you know, like that by myself. It took me a few years to be able to get into something like that. And it's only the past, 4 years or so, 4, maybe 5, that I could shift quickly.
And I'm okay with that because this is not a practice for just the year. This is the beginning of, not beginning of the end, the beginning of a journey that will continue, God willing, for the rest of my long years.
Yeah, because you know what I mean? It's not just the means to an end. It is a healthful practice. I mean, even if we don't talk about connecting into spirit and receiving messages and or the quietness, literally or physically, what it does to your body is a really healthy thing. It's like
so many studies. Yeah, there's so many studies of
think of it like a vitamin.
Meditation does. Yeah, it is.
Vitamin M.
I wanna, vitamin M. We need more vitamin M.
We do.
We do. Absolutely. And I'm 100% an advocate of it. I know I don't practice it as much as I should, could, would, but I'm aware of that and I want to do better for 2024 and the rest of my years. Yeah. So I want to make sure that I have it in my calendar, because if I don't see it, it's not there. It's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's not just putting it in my phone, my handy dandy, calendar, handwritten calendar that I have right here. And also my new manifestation planner that I haven't done it yet, but I started kind of looking at it today.
Is that the 369?
It is the Project 369, guys.
I ordered mine.
Yay!
Guys, follow the link in the notes. I ordered 2 and I'm excited about it. And I actually I have Kindle Unlimited, so there was a couple things I got in there too. So I'm really going to jump into it, and hopefully with you, and we can talk about it, even some of the things on the podcast, what we've discovered from doing
That'll be our gong.
That's our gong. We're going to do this together. Gong. All right. Let's hold each other accountable to doing this. I should have mine in the mail sometime, but at least I have the Kindle version. So
I haven't started in any of them. I literally just started reading the introduction of the wealth consciousness. So I won't write anything until you get yours. All right. So let me know when you get yours.
And on some of the inspired thoughts from that, I've already thought through that I may bring them up in power hours for us to contemplate, even if they don't have that, and maybe give them the link. But maybe in the angel alignments that I do in the private the mentorship circle on
Yeah.
Facebook. Guys, if you want to know, let me know. You can be a part of that
So
group.
what is the mentorship circle? So tell us a little bit about that.
That is, it's $47 a month, and you get free access to both power hours each month. They're spirit guide power hours. That's about an hour and a half. It's a group Zoom, deep meditation. We pull some cards for readings for people. I check your energy, and it also teaches you how to connect in with the universe, connect in with your spirit team. And we have, like, next Wednesday, we're going to do a bit of a talk on vision boards and limiting beliefs.
Oh,
so we have
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have those first and third of the month. So you get free access to that by being part of the mentorship circle. You also are a part of the private Facebook group that I post all kinds of lessons and things to do in there to keep you, it's kind of accountability and connectedness in there. I've just started this a couple weeks ago doing the live angel alignments in the group. So I go on Facebook Live, and if you happen to catch it live, then we can interact. If not, you can catch the replay in there, but it taps into the angels' energy, and we go through, and I channel in whatever the angels want you to know. So it's a nice kind of connected thing.
I like it.
There's also an online course that goes with it that you sign up for, and you get drip lessons. So it's a pretty good deal for $47 a month.
That is a really good deal. Well, give me the link so we can make sure we have it in there and it's proper and it links properly.
All right. Oh, also, if you happen to catch me on TikTok lives or anything, you get a free reading because you're part of the circle. So you get a bunch of free stuff.
Washington.
I know. It's super fun. And that is one of the goals, is to really make it more public and grow it to what I dream it to be, this connected group with a lot of interaction and some free stuff, but also really nurturing and to watch people grow and stuff. I'm pretty excited about that in 2024. For sure.
Giving them the tools.
Yes,
that's what it's all about. That's really what it's all about. The things that we learn and we want to pass it along. That's why, I decided to do this podcast, and I'm very grateful that you're along the journey with me. You know what I mean? Just to give the people the tools, and give them exposure to shit that they probably would have never been exposed to. You know what I mean? I met a gentleman yesterday. Yeah. Super real talk. I met a gentleman yesterday. He owns a music venue here in Georgia, in Atlanta. And I don't know how we got to talking about this. He's like, yeah, I want to do, I want to focus more on men's mental health. I'm going back to school and blah, blah, blah. I said, Chica, what? Literally, I had just met him, and he was talking to Wayne and the girl he was with about what he's doing. I was like, I'm sorry. But what do you mean mental health? What are you doing? So we exchanged information, and he wants to come on the podcast. I was like, look, dude, I love the fact that you're just starting this journey. And I go, we would love to be a part of your ride, to kind of see, okay, you're 41, you're going back to school for something totally different of what you are doing now, and, kind of like a progression of how you feel and what you've learned and all that stuff. And, why you wanted to do this, if that's cool with you. He goes, oh yeah, that would be awesome. I was like, okay, all right, let's do it. Yeah. So yeah.
Stories about people taking these, I'm not even going to say chances, because it's not a chance, accepting and welcoming in these new experiences as they start in, and the real feelings and the real way they overcome things, and the good, bad, it helps people relate and know that they could possibly do something different, or do something they've been thinking about, but maybe, also self-sabotaging in the way of saying, well, that's just never going to happen for me. That's just a pipe dream.
Or listening to everybody else's stuff, listening to everybody else's comments and concerns, and you shouldn't do this. That's not lucrative, or that's not this, that's not that. It's like, whoa, lady.
The rules of lucrative, in air quotes, have been rewritten. Totally. Correct. Over the past 5 years, and if they don't know that, they ain't paying attention.
Yeah. And I love that you did the air quote of lucrative, because I was talking to someone
Because what is lucrative?
What is
You know,
lucrative,
what is-
correct? You know,
it's
and it
a
was
lot of
interesting because
flexibility.
it's lots of flexibility and I think appreciation. So I was talking to someone close to me, and they were thinking about changing positions within the same company, but in a different location. And I said, well, what do you feel about this? Like, why is it that you want to kind of, head out to somewhere, a different location? They were like, the energy in that and the place where I'm at right now is very toxic. I do on call, I do weekends and blah blah blah. I was like, okay, well, what's the benefit of the other place? I go, is it is it a lateral move? Is it more pay? She's like, no, it's a lateral move, but I don't have to do on call, I don't have to do weekends, and I don't have to drive an hour. I said, bingo bango whambo. Like, what is there to think about? Like, it's no longer being financially abundant. It's more than that. Like, yes, that's a tool. Like, yes, that's that accessibility.
It's total
tool
abundance
to use it. You know what I mean? To use it to whatever. But it's about quality of life, and that's what I was telling her yesterday. I said, I go, dude, it's about quality of life, 1,000%. I go, we are in a time now that it's not all about all that extra funds and all that stuff, because you can make all the money in the world, but you won't have the time to use it and enjoy it. So you can do all the weekends, all the on calls, take the extra hours, blah blah blah. I go, but when are you going to be able to enjoy that extra money that you work so hard for? And she's like, fucking mic drop.
Yeah. I mean, I know folks like that, and we talk, but they are locked into the system, and there's such a fear base of losing that large amount of income. But I'm like, when are you going anywhere, doing anything with it? I mean, you're doing that. What was it? Oh God, what was it? The duck. It was the duck that played in the money. God, we were younger. It was
oh yes. Oh my gosh,
Uncle something.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's and he was
not
always
Donald.
Playing
not Donald Duck. What was his name?
No, it was his uncle or something. But
yes,
if you're Gen X or anywhere near that, you probably saw this in like cartoons. But this duck is always just swimming in his coins and playing in his coins, and you don't. That's not the goal in life. The goal is experience. Work is
Scrooge McDuck.
Yes.
Was it Scrooge McDuck?
I think so.
Uncle
Don't
Scrooge.
be a Scrooge McDuck, people. That's your PSA for today.
That's right. Scrooge McDuck.
Because we forget,
and the money.
The making money is the tool, like a screwdriver.
Yeah.
It isn't the end result. It's the tool to get you to the end result. If you've forgotten about what the end result is, and it's all about the screwdriver, how are you ever going to fix anything? I mean, like...
Yeah. No, I like it. It does make sense. It makes perfect sense.
And going back to abundance, like a lot of people, when they first start out manifesting, immediately abundance equals financial to them. I'm like, whoa, that's not what that word means.
Correct.
It means a lot of something. You can have financial abundance, abundance in health, abundance in love. So abundance.
It's restructuring that word.
Yeah, it means a lot of something. So when you're asked for, I say I want an abundant life, it includes all the things, including the happiness and stress-free and the yumminess too. That's all part of it. It's not just money.
It's not. No,
I love the money. I'm not money hating.
No, for sure. And a lot of it's interesting that you say that, because I've heard this on another podcast. Oh God, her name is Beth Weinstein. So she works with, she's a business coach, and she works with people who are doing like spiritual work and work in psychedelics, work in psilocybin and all this stuff, right? That have businesses in these departments in these areas. And the one thing that she always continues to repeat, and she says all the time, she's like, it's so interesting that the folks that are in this journey are on this journey, like, feel a guilt of making money doing spiritual work and working with psychedelics and all that stuff because they just feel like it should it shouldn't be about the money. I'm like, she's like, well, guess what, guys? It's your business. You have to be financially stable to continue to be able to help others. It's just a tool.
Yeah,
It's not, yeah. Which is, I like it. That is like, I go, I never really thought about that, but yeah, that's what people like, they frown upon it. Some people frown upon it. They're like, well, why are they trying to make money off of me if they're trying to heal me?
Oh, that is a whole nother
like,
discussion.
you know what I mean? Like I go,
healing, you get the wounded healer with that. Yeah. In the financial wounds around spiritual people, it's an entire topic in itself. And let me tell you, it drives me nuts when they're like, well, this is something from God and it should be free. Okay. Well, then you don't need me.
Yeah.
Right. Because and I know that sounded abrupt, but it's free from God. I'm sure you can access it. Oh, wait, you can't? That's because I have invested my time, my energy, my knowledge, taken money to learn how to facilitate it, to bring it to you in a digestible format. So then you can start healing and doing things yourself.
For sure. See,
teachers we're not trying to play the martyr. And unfortunately, due to, again, societal stuff, we saw a lot of examples of martyrs.
And some bad apples. It happens. It happens in all industries. In all industries, guys. Like, it doesn't matter where. Like, I mean, realtors especially have gotten, especially recently, I've gotten the biggest bad rap, like, of hidden commissions and all this stuff. I was like, I go, yeah, then if you have no idea what you're paying for,
that's on you.
That's on you. You've been given the contract. And also it's on your agent for not explaining, hey, listen, I get X%. I'm going to take half of this X% and I'm going to give it to that other agent who's going to bring you a buyer.
Yeah.
It's right here. This is how much we're giving everybody. Like, and if you don't read your contract and you're not having that communication, that's it's written in there. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not knowing what you're reading, like, that's your bad.
Yeah.
But and I'm also about having that communication, it's all about communication. That's what it is.
And, responsibility. Like, I'm about to say something that might get me some hate mail, but I have read many stories and heard people complain about, well, this psychic did this and this psychic took all my money and didn't do this. First of all, where was your spidey senses?
Yeah.
If you were that taken blindly, you had already given your power over for someone else to fix your problem, not enlighten you and give you information for you to do. You wanted a fix. You did not take any sovereignty or ownership over, understand. How do I explain this? I just know the difference. There are some that come and just want to fix and stuff. And if they don't get the fix they want, because, guys, just saying, news break, you have to do the homework too. We can only give you the information, which is guidance on your steps to take. If you just want it fixed like a Band-Aid, that's not going to happen. Correct. So, there is other things going on in their psyche and emotional state. Yes, the quote unquote psychic or reader may have been a shyster, but how did you get into that situation?
Right.
I challenge that.
No, 1,000%.
And it's going to be unpopular.
It is going to be unpopular. And I feel like I feel what you're saying, knowing now what had happened to me. And again, we're not going into it just now, but no, don't this was
not a finger point.
No, not at all. But what I really love about that is you're exactly right, because me internally was not in a state of mind to, number one, deal with what I was dealing with, and number two, handle what was kind of coming at me. But it was also, I was like, okay, well, this is going to fix this. Like, oh, this will be fine because it'll be what I never dreamed of. Do you know what I mean? Because I was not in a mental mindset not a capacity. It wasn't a capacity at all. I knew, but I didn't know. I wasn't sure. It was the weirdest thing. And we'll go into it later on. Not now.
We'll have a special episode.
We'll have a special
Time is
episode
right.
because it is too deep to go into like a 5-minute conversation. But it is absolutely true. And it's funny because I have heard more often than not this type of thing happening. I mean, there was a Netflix special about it. What was it? The guy, what was it called? The Tinder swindler.
Yeah.
So if you know what I'm talking about, guys, like, you know exactly what happened, and we'll go into it. But that's it happens more often than not. Like, it is insane. And I think that's why for me, I wanted to start this podcast, not only for women like me who have gone through, certain situations and stuff like that, but also for people not to get into situations like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have the tools to be able to recognize, because you're absolutely right. When people go to a healer or to a psychic, they want them, or a therapist or a psychiatrist, psychologist, they want them to fix whatever issue is going on with them. A magic pill, a magic, 2 twists and a shake and you're all better. Like, it doesn't work that way. Or
give
even
you
to a
mojo
doctor
bag and all will be right again.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
No, you have what it does provide you, all of those provide you again with guidance. But guys, in this earth school, we have to do the work. We have to learn the things. We want it done for us, but that is not the way it works. Just like parents have to teach their children the hard lessons and get them to struggle a little bit to learn how to be self-sufficient and how to heal and do these things. It's a process. If a parent fixes everything that the child ever does, that child is going to unfortunately be either a delinquent or just incapable of surviving on its own without the parents fixing the problem. It's the same thing in a different way, kind of, with the other. Now, granted, there are some less than authentic and less than in their integrity spiritual folks out there, but I beg of you to use your spidey senses and get references and or have a talk with them. If they seem a little bit too behind the curtain, step away and find someone more transparent. I pride myself on being super transparent with people. This is me. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And it may not be easy. Are you ready? Okay, let's roll. I'm never going to promise a magic pill. I can promise, if you do the work, that it will be better than it was when you started, and we just take it step by step. But and there's no shame if something like this has happened to you in the past. We're not putting judgment or shame. We're asking you to shine a flashlight on that, and it maybe some shadow work time to say, okay, what was unbalanced in me that allowed that opening for that potential, and how can I heal that now? Does it still exist? Does it not? It's an opportunity, because we all go through things for a reason. I believe that firmly. It's part of building not only who we are, we've heard that a lot of times, but also what it is we're meant to do later.
Yes.
Like
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
You have gone through what you've gone through for a very good reason. Doesn't make it fun, guys. Trust.
No, for sure not. Yeah. It's not like,
but there's a reason.
I know why this is happening. Oh, okay. Thanks so much. No, it's like, F you a mother effer. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is this happening? But then you kind of like, you get off of that soapbox because you're so pissed, and it's okay to be pissed and be angry and be sad and all this shit. You get off that box and you're like, okay,
what will I do with this now?
What the fuck am I going to do with this stuff?
Yeah.
And why do I feel this way? And what am I going to do with it? And
there's 2 roads, as you know. You can either play the victim for the rest of your life, or you can 100%. Say, I'm going to take this and teach somebody something. I'm going to make use of this in some way. I'm going to take this box of rocks and build myself something.
That's it. Yeah. And it's like Jamie said, it's not easy, and it sucks. And sometimes you're just like, oh, what the fuck, dude? Like, really? Like, again, or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, like, how many more gut punches can I take? But it's like, you know, and it's interesting that we were talking about, you know, the hard stuff that happens, you know, it happens for a reason, for a lesson, what have you. And some people, they get so numb to those, for lack of a better term, those punches, those hits in life.
Yep.
That it's like, is this all there is? Like, this is going to be my life forever? And it's not. And it's lessons to, and I hate to say that, but I've experienced it myself. Jamie, I know, has experienced it herself. It is that how do you say that, the callousing on that foot to protect you, you know, and as you slowly take away those layers and kind of deal with what's happening layer by layer. And that's what it is. It's, you're dealing with layer, that onion situation, you know, you're dealing with layer by layer. If something like this happens to you, again, God forbid, you have the tools to be able to be like, okay, I know how to handle this. Okay, I can do this, I can do that. And
it's empowering now.
That get up is quicker than it was before.
Yeah.
You know, that push down, okay, you get pushed down, but that getting back up is quicker than it was. You know, instead of taking me 6 months, it takes me a month, or instead of taking me, you know, 6 weeks, it takes me a day, or whatever that analogy is for you. But that's how I think of it. That's how I've been able to number one, keep going, and especially on days that fucking suck a big one. You know what I mean? You know, and it's funny how I'm saying this now, like we're recording this today. Today would have been my 11th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
wild, right?
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't realize that until we looked at the date.
And you are taking this moment and turning it around to share some wisdom,
to share
with
some
other
wisdom.
and hopefully help somebody else in some small way. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So guys, I'm promising you, like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a good light, and it's not scary, and it could be unfamiliar. Yes, absolutely. And you might feel naked and afraid, you know, no plug intended, but it's okay. Like, we're slowly, like, shedding off that skin, shedding off that ick, that heaviness.
And something valuable that you can do when you're just enduring and you don't yet have maybe the strength or the wherewithal to start doing the things that will help you get out of it. At the very least, if you can put yourself in the company of positive people and positive stuff, just go to a meetup, go to something, even if you don't know what you're going to say, who cares? You physically put yourself near people or things that are positive. It will rub off a little, and it will lighten it just ever so much to make it bearable. And you don't have to have all the answers. You know, a million things will go through your head to tell you, don't go because I'll be questioning this. Just go. You may not be.
Volunteer. Volunteer somewhere.
Oh my goodness. Volunteering and
so many times.
Animals.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh my
you don't
goodness.
have to talk to people. Perfect. That's perfect. Go volunteer at the Humane Society, the animal shelter. Go hang with the puppies. If you're allergic, you know, do with the reptiles. I don't know. The horses, like, there's always opportunity. The reptiles. I don't know.
Don't play with Alec. No, don't play with
there's
alligator.
Always opportunity to volunteer, because you're helping someone else. You're not thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about your situation. You're thinking about that hour and a half that you're there, helping other people, packing food, doing the Feeding America or whatever. Like, do something like that. They will take you. Like, it doesn't matter what day, what hour, whatever. Like, there's times, there's days, there's opportunity to do that. And it's free. It doesn't cost anything, but you're taking your time and you're spending that time being of service. And isn't that what we all want to just do? Just be of service somehow, some way.
Yeah,
that's it.
To shed a little light. And I tell you, you know, if you are depressed or feeling very unworthy, we'll say, of anything, by spending time and seeing the look in their eyes, whether it's animals or otherwise, it helps reignite a spark in you of knowing that your soul is meaningful. You do have purpose. You are important. Maybe just to one or two people, you are enough. You know, when you see it from another being, I'll say that because it can be animals too. It's really special when it's animals. Yeah. And they look at you with this, they see all of you, the real you, not your failures. These people don't see your failures. They just see you. And sometimes we need a break from our failures, so to speak, failures.
Quote unquote. Yep.
Yeah. The stuff we are carrying in our backpack, and just lay our backpack down for a minute and just be our souls.
Yep.
You know, fresh. And they'll see you with that. And it does. It helps to reignite a little flame in you. And it's a beautiful thing. So you can remember who you are, who you really are, without the lessons and the baggage, without that backpack. Who are you?
Leave the backpack at the door.
Yep.
Be fresh like a head of lettuce. And speaking of fresh like a head of lettuce.
That's amazing.
My sister always says that. She goes, I feel fresh like a head of lettuce. I'm like, I love that. So how are we feeling? Let's give the people a little situation. I'm doing a build up here. Give them a little situation, a little drum roll for maybe a 2024 I guess insight or card reading. Like, what do you want to call it?
Well, I'm due to do the big January one this weekend, and that'll be launched on the YouTube and stuff. But I feel like for now, for whatever time the person is listening to this, may it be a universal message for them and speak to them in some way.
I like it,
because we never know when they'll catch the episode.
Exactly.
Sometimes it takes them a week to get it together and put those headphones on and listen. Oh, I mean the people, not you.
Oh, no. I mean, it works both ways. It cuts both ways, Jamie. It cuts both ways. Isn't that's a Gloria Estefan song? Oh my gosh, I love her.
Yes. And like, I have some students that listen, and they listen at work with their headphones.
I love it. Thank you, students.
Hey.
Shout out to the listeners. We love it.
Shout out. And send us more feedback. What else do you want to hear in 2024? I mean, this is fresh beauty. We know we're doing it. We are doing this podcast.
We're doing it.
Because
signed, sealed, delivered. We've been, what is it? And when is it when people get they get accepted for a new season?
Oh, yeah. Season extended or something?
No, what is it? We get picked up. Guys, we got picked up for a new season.
The universe has picked us up for a second season.
That's it. Hell yeah.
All right, let's see. Now, when I do this for new kids on the block, I'm just doing it mentally now. Clear my space, asking my guides to come in. My spirit team, as I call them. It's a mix of all kinds of, from my mom to the angels to all kinds. So I'm asking them to come in now. I shuffle the cards, and as I do that, I'm putting my energy in. I'm starting to center. My focus kind of goes away from the screen here a little bit as I slip into state. All right, let's see what they have to say for the listeners today. Nice. It's very much in alignment with the energies that are coming up. And let me first, before I tell you the cards, I'm going to give you a little background. The energies coming up. Retrograde ends. Mercury retrograde ends on the 1st. So all things are going to go back in. And also there's a lot of planets that go direct, if not all of them, around that time. And it's going to start the seed of a perfect time from the 1st until about April to really dig into your goals. And the energy is going to support you in all ways. but it's about also auditing, make sure the balance. We talk about this a lot, but this is kind of the time of all of 2024. This first quarter essentially is really about the creative building. So go all in with things and getting things from financial, getting it situated and balanced and audited, to creativity, time blocking, like it's a power punch time. Which I am very excited for. I cannot wait to the first.
I love it.
Although I will say, grateful that this retrograde has not been that bumpy comparatively.
No, comparatively, this has been,
it's a
like my girlfriend likes to say, an easy pack. Whenever we're packing for somewhere, she always goes, I wish you an easy pack.
Oh, I love that kind of.
It's very cute. Yeah.
Seriously, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember all. You got the best fun sayings, I swear. All right. So when I pulled the cards, we have heart chakra, assertiveness, life purpose, and opportunity to forgive.
Washington.
I know. So heart chakra, again, we were talking, I think it was
earlier.
offline.
Yes.
There is such an emphasis, and for the last at least 2 weeks, there's been a heavy emphasis in the card pulls and what they're telling me about radical self-love. And understanding that it is, there's a reason the word radical's in there. It is loving yourself with all of your faults. Not that you're continuing and excusing them, but just saying, just as you are in this creative phase of healing and reconstructing and all of that, and just really loving yourself.
Yeah.
And not judging yourself. Yes, you're
That's
healing
hard.
and you're
I know,
changing.
guys. Yep.
Yeah. So it's not an excuse to stay where you're at, but it is supporting yourself and just, it's just radical love. Because sometimes we love the good parts of ourselves, but don't love the other parts. This is calling you to love it all as you change and see it as a beautiful creation, like the creation of the universe.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So with that said, I
feel lighter. Like I feel little.
Yeah, a little tingle.
Little tingle in the shoulder situation. I
love it. Absorb it, receive it. Radical self-love. That's your mantra through the first. And how does that speak to you? I asked you, Stephanie, and then I challenge anyone listening. What does that look like to you? Yeah. That might be a journal point. Just saying.
A journal point. Yeah. Bing, bing.
So when I was yesterday, as I was recovering from my strangeness on Wednesday, my purging, I put this necklace on and I thought it was pretty. I made it. And I collect rocks over the last 14 years. I love crystals and things, but I couldn't remember what this one was, honestly. I finally looked it up last night, and it's a strawberry quartz, which speaks to many things, but one, the heart chakra, and self-love, self-nurturing time. So to me, the fact I organically picked it up to wear it yesterday meant that I needed downtime. And that's what why all of this happened. Yeah. You know, I needed to rest, and I wouldn't have rested. This seems to be
otherwise.
Yeah, it happened last year too. I better get
around the same time.
Yes. I got COVID and RSV. Whatever, fine. I know my lessons, people. It's out and about, exposed.
I don't know if you guys have noticed. So we preach a lot, but sometimes we don't practice what we preach. But we're learning, just like you. We're learning. We're jotting things down.
We're stubborn women.
We're stubborn little ladies. Can't help it.
Yeah, but we have visions, and sometimes we push past what is in balance and healthy for us because we're so impassioned by our visions. So my vision was apparently this crystal, which now we're going to pop over with what I just kind of briefly told you about the energy of the first quarter, over to the cards. So first one, we have heart chakra. So again, it's asking us, what do we need to heal? What needs to be in balance? Where do we need to have that radical self-love? Assertiveness and life purpose. I love that for this timing because it's talking about what is it you want to make happen, getting clear with it. This assertiveness is taking the reins, you know.
Yeah, focus.
Not the back burner. Don't ask everybody and their brother what to do.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Make the plan. The energy's right. Let's do the thing. Yeah.
And life's purpose doesn't have to be one thing. And I think that
No.
is the for lack of a better term, the one thing that I can't get out of also my head. Like
Yeah.
my life's purpose is this and only this, and this is it. And I know better than that.
All the steps.
As I point my hand, you know what I mean? Like I know better than just thinking this. But it's deprogramming, it's unprogramming that thing that I've been taught that I can only do one thing, I can only do one thing, I can only do one thing and do it well. Do one thing and do it well. Yes, I understand that and I get that. But I am a creative being. I am an energetic being. I am a very open person that I like to do a lot of things of a lot of things. Maybe it's finding that one thing, which this has been one thing that I really am focused on and doing, but having that mindset of like unprogramming that is what I'm actually working on for 2024. Is not having that stigma or that thought of like the life's purpose is only one thing and I can only do one thing.
Yep. It's very interesting because even when I had the misperception, and a lot of clients come in and they're like, well, I want to know what my life purpose is. I said, well, that's a journey. In the beginning, I wanted to know too, thinking it was going to be one thing and that's it. And I just learned how to do that one thing.
That's it. Yeah.
That is not how this works. And Archangel Uriel tried to show me this back in 2010. I had a meditation and he said, I went to the Akashic Records. And it was like this giant pure golden pyramid with a card catalog. Every square was a card catalog of somebody's life. It was a really cool visual. And mine was shining so brightly. And I'm like, let's go get it. You know, I'm like a little kid in this meditation. And so he goes over and I can't read it. It's way too bright, like as bright as the sun's light. And he pats me on the shoulder. He says, you have to show them. And I sat with that and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. What kind of answer is that? What does that even mean? So I kept that in my journal, and it's my funny story always, because that was 2010.
Yeah.
Over that past period, we come to today. How are we showing them? We're doing cards. We're doing podcasts. We're doing one-on-one sessions. We're doing TikToks. We're doing lives. We're just meeting people on the street. It wasn't one activity. It was showing them they can do this too.
Yeah.
Showing them there's another way. Showing. It's, you see what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
Not but I didn't.
It's not that. Literal. That's
not be a lawyer.
Correct. It's not literal. And I really love that you're telling the story because I've never heard the story.
Oh,
I didn't know
really?
This. No, this is
I was
awesome.
so mad at the time. I'm like, show him what? And he just tapped me on the shoulder, kind of with this look like time, with that super patience, and I'm super angry. Like, that's not enough. What the hell?
So this was 2010. When was that kind of like when did the light bulb turn on? Be like, oh, this is what the Archangel was talking about, showing them.
It took a while.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they told me I was going to be teaching, and I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not teaching. I'm too shy for that. I'll freak out. I get nervous. I never want to speak up in class. There's no way I'm teaching anybody anything. You can just forget that. And they were just like, patience. Now you are going to. And I was just like, all right, well, it's on my terms then. It's going to be more like a conversation, not like a speech, because a speech makes me nervous and I'm going to cough and, all these things.
All the fear factor came out. All the fear.
Oh yeah. So I'm like, fine, but it's going to look like this. And they're like, we don't care. We don't care how you got to do it. This is what you need to do. This is what your life purpose is. And I still wasn't totally clear, but it evolved over time. I had opportunities. I got really cool feedback, which inspired me to like, okay, maybe I can do this. You know, because all the things in the back of my head is like, who are you to do this? You're
of course. Yeah. That's the fear of the unknown, of the judgment of others, because it's not your judgment. It's what you think. It's what you think other people are thinking.
Oh, absolutely. It gets in your
Yeah.
head. So constant. And people are like, oh God, that's so much work to connect in with the universe every day. I'm telling you, when it becomes like brushing your teeth, you
Yeah.
don't need everybody else's answers anymore.
It's what is it,
You're
guys?
following
Practice.
they say follow your own path. There is this brand new road that comes out that is
Mhm.
so not filled with judgment. It still messes with you a little bit,
For
but
sure.
for the most
You're
part,
human.
yeah, you're clear with that road. You got your information. They don't have to, they'll understand the outside folks as you go through, because now you
Mhm.
trust that this is going to happen. So a lot
For
comes
sure.
in between all that. But even showing people with the transparency thing, I
Mhm.
am me and I can still do this.
This is it. Yeah.
You don't have to be flowing and have a glow behind you and have the most exotic outfit and talk a certain way and say, I have messages for you. No,
Right.
you can just be like, girl, sit down. Let's ask
Girl,
some
sit
people.
down. We gotta have a chat.
I know. I was like, I have to. I tell Stephanie all the time, like, girl. I mean, I talk like that. I'm like, let's ask them. Let's see what they say.
Yeah.
You don't have to be any certain way, and I think that's part of it too, to show people that anybody can do this. Anybody can
Yes.
meditate. I challenge you. Come talk to me.
Heck
I'll
yeah.
get you there. So, anyways, life purpose.
I love that.
That was
I
a
love
long
that.
one. Sorry.
No, that's awesome. That's fantastic. That's beautiful. I love it. I'm
And
so
the
happy.
last one was opportunity to forgive. So if you're listening, it's going to hit you somewhere. This is speaking to you as if I'm speaking to you. Where's your opportunity to forgive? Do you need to forgive yourself or someone else, or both,
Yeah.
to move forward with this energy? There's something blocking some of this other. This forgive ties back to the heart chakra. When this is in the process of healing, the other stuff is going to flow more easily. So this is all really tied together.
Yeah.
And those of you hearing it will have an inkling in your head of go with the inkling. You don't need a second opinion. Go with that.
Go with your gut. Yeah.
Start working on that. Hey, worst case scenario, guys, who've worked on something else. You can't be wrong with this.
You can't. Correct. I love that you said that, because I think that's one of the things that a lot of people are unaware of. You're working on one thing and it doesn't help the situation that you thought you were working on, but guess what?
Oh, you froze a little. I think we got disconnected. Oh, there you are. You froze a little.
Oh, there I am.
So we'll come back again. We'll
Yeah. So I was saying,
break in there.
Commercial break. We'll input a commercial break. No, what I was saying is that I think that's what a lot of people think, that it's I'm going to graduate from this. I'm going to do Reiki 1, 2, 3, 8, 15, whatever it is. And I'm going to graduate. I'm going to get a gold star and then I'm healed.
Oh my gosh.
I'm free. I'm great. I graduated. Like, okay, I don't need this anymore. No.
That's not how that works.
Unfortunately, boys and girls, just like school that we thought we would never use again, some of those tools that we learned in school, even at a very early age, come back.
Except for cursive. Nobody uses cursive. I don't understand. It's like we know our own secret language that the young folks don't know. They don't even teach it anymore.
I use cursive.
They don't teach it in school anymore. That's what I heard.
Are you joking me?
So we're going to have our own secret language.
What the hell? I mean, I do love a block ladder situation. I learned that from my dad, so nobody can actually read what I'm trying to write.
Yeah.
But I do love a block situation. But nobody teaches cursive anymore.
I believe that's what I heard from, because I was talking to someone. Yeah.
Heavens to
Long
Betsy,
story short.
I can't.
Yeah. So we're going to have old folks hieroglyphics. That's what we call it.
Old folks hieroglyphics. I love it. Thank you. Call me old now. I was going on wise, but guess not.
Oh boy, yeah. I'm in the doghouse.
I love it.
Opportunity to forgive, though, Stephanie.
There you go. Opportunity to forgive, and your assertiveness and life purpose. And what was the first one?
Assertiveness, life purpose, and opportunity to forgive.
Was that 4 or 3?
4.
So what were they again? I was chatting.
heart chakra,
Uh-huh.
assertiveness,
Uh-huh.
life purpose,
Okay, that was
and
two. Got it.
opportunity to forgive.
Opportunity
So
to forgive.
that is your mission. I think it's actually, I don't want anyone to take this as a heavy thing, because
Okay.
it feels very light and very freeing.
Yeah. I yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not as a heavy, oh God, I got to get into deep shadow work, forgiveness on stuff. You may, but the energy around it feels more freeing and exciting, which I like.
Light.
As
Mhm.
opposed to, all right, bless you, it's going to be a rough road. No, this is very exciting, I think.
And I really like that last part because, you know, kind of going back to what we chatted about before, when I vocally spoke about what had happened in a very light, very quick manner, that's when I kind of was feeling that tingly lightness and coldness in my shoulders.
There you
Which I
go.
thought was interesting. I was like, okay.
It was resonating. That was your spidey senses saying, yep.
That was my spidey senses saying, yep, you got it, girl. Keep going.
Yep. I love it. It's gonna be good. I'm super excited about 2024. On my business mastermind yesterday,
Mhm.
she asked us to name a couple accomplishments from 2023 in the business world. And it was nice to stop thinking about problem solving and how to increase this and, you know, maximize the marketing here, and to really just look at, hey, this was all built in 2023. I really feel like 2023 was a building year.
For sure.
And
I've read that a lot of places too. It's funny that you're saying that because I've read that a lot of places. So it's been continuously like coming up in the instas and things that I've been reading and stuff like that. That it's that because it's a 7 year.
Yes.
The way that they
and
have
Colby
it.
reminded me, and I forgot again. What the 7 year, that last TikTok he went into that, and it all sounded very good. I remember that, but I don't remember the other bit. But yeah, it really felt like a building year personally for me. I was learning and sorting, and we've been talking about auditing since August.
Yeah.
And it can even be more audit. I think it's all in preparation for the potential, guys. I say that because the energy surrounds these things. You have to do the work. Yeah. It's free will. You know, it doesn't mean the whole thing's going to be easy if you do nothing. It means the energy is supporting your creativity, you getting assertive, you doing the thing that you want to do and do it better. Maybe you're already doing it in a little more scattered way. And this is like, hey, now do it effectively in a beautiful way. But so there's that. That's a difference. I want people to understand the energy supporting as opposed to here's my prediction for you sort of thing.
Correct.
Here's what's happening. Here are the opportunities. Now you got to pick up the ball and do something with it.
Because that's all it is. That's really all it is. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do better, to feel better, and to eat better. Do anything that's better for your self-care and your radical self-love. And I fucking love that. Like that is gangster. That is gangster. And I'm sure we've all heard it before, but it's like, you know, saying it again and saying it with conviction, guys. Like it's radical self-love. Like, yes, we've all been through, you know, trials and tribulations. We've all been through amazing things. Like, let's take all that and just give the love and the healing to ourselves because, you know, like the thing I've been saying, I think since the beginning of the year, put your mask on first.
Yeah.
And you can do a fucking world of good, you know, not only for yourself, for your family, for others, for friends, for, you know, the folks listening to us, you know, put your mask on first, that radical self-love. Like, let's fucking do it.
And I've heard that for years, but it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago where it hit different. And I think that's what you're saying right now. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it takes us as humans a while. Well, here's something. And then one day we get it.
It just clicks. And I think that's probably why we repeat certain things because sometimes, honestly, like we've been saying it too, like we say a lot of things and on repeat and we mention things a couple of times because sometimes we need to hear it. I need to hear it. It's more kind of
100%.
like an assertion for myself, like, hey, listen, Steph, like, you want to do this meditation, you've been reading about it, you read all the good benefits that the physical body, mentally and physically, emotionally, your gut, all this stuff, how this all is kind of intertwined into meditation. Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like the assertiveness and organizing and focusing on your life's purpose. Like, let's do it. It's time. That's what they're telling me. It's time.
Yeah. And I fully believe that everything that we talk about is divinely placed there. So if we repeat things, the divine is telling us there's someone that's listening but not listening, and they're going to get it this fourth time. I feel absolutely perfectly good about anytime we repeat, because I know that it's on purpose.
And it's funny that I love that you say
purpose.
that everything's on purpose. Fucking Jay Shetty, I love you. And it was what's hilarious is I was thinking about this. I was like, maybe we should talk about other stuff. Like maybe I should, and then I was like, whoa. No, I can't talk about other stuff, because whatever happens on that day is what's supposed to happen on that day. Not that I'm not a planner. Like, I love bringing people in and we'll talk about whatever we're going to talk about and all that stuff. Like the Mantrayana guy and the gentleman who's, going back to school for mental health to focus on men's issues. Like, I love all that. And that's fantastic. And we're going to bring all that in, and we want more of that, of course. But for you and I, like, it has to be raw, because if it's not raw for me, I feel like it's not authentic. Like, we're planning to put something into,
and we have
something
had
that's
plans,
not
guys, and went way off the rails. Spirit. But that's where we went.
That's it. Yeah.
And there's multiple times we didn't talk about anything on the list that we talked about, but it was an awesome conversation. It was an awesome, and it's exactly what whoever's going to listen needed to hear. Yeah. I trust that.
What we needed to hear, and to hear ourselves kind of put ourselves in check sometimes.
Truth.
I love it. Awesome. That was awesome. I'm very happy we did that.
Me too.
That was gangster.
And I hope that everybody has an amazing new year, and know that Mercury retrograde will be over. It will be new, fresh energy in 2024. And what are you going to do with it? What do you want to do with it?
Shake it off. Be fresh like a head of lettuce, guys. That's it.
Lettuce, baby. Well, thank you for having me today.
Hell yeah. No, thank you for being on here. And to 2024, motherfuckers.
Till next time.
Later. Oh, I should stop meeting. There we go. How do I pause? Stop recording. Oh, technology.